Oh, you've probably noticed those hazy skies if you live anywhere west of Lake Superior. And that haze is due to wildfires burning in the prairies, as much of those provinces are under air quality warnings this morning as those wildfires turn skies hazy and pollute the air. Environment Canada's fine particulate matter map, here it is, forecasts that by tomorrow morning, wildfire smoke is going to blow further east, pushing heavier concentrations across most of Western Canada, Ontario, Quebec. And that has officials warning about the health risks of being exposed to this particulate in the air. So for those concerns this morning, we're joined by Jed Kaplan. He's the air quality expert at the University of Calgary's Department of Earth, Energy and Environment. Welcome to your morning.
Good morning.
We know that wildfire smoke from Canada has spread as far south as the U.S. Gulf Coast. I was just checking in with our meteorologist, Kelsey McEwen. She said, parts of Newfoundland may also have it as well. Why is it traveling so far so quickly?
So we've been showing those images of those really intense forest fires, and those fires are so hot that they put those tiny particles really high up into the atmosphere where they can be transported really long distances. And especially those small particles can stay in the air for days, even weeks. Some of that smoke has even reached the UK.
That's incredible. Environment Canada's Air Quality Health Index tracks the health risks of air pollution in specific locations. We'll put up some of these numbers. Numbers from 1 to 3 show a low risk. 4 to 6 indicate a moderate risk. And of course, 7 to 10 is a high risk. Anything above that, very high. So what are the dangers as those numbers start to increase, and who do they affect?
Yeah, so smoke is comprised of really tiny particles, and especially the ones that are smaller than about 1/3 of a millimeter can get really deep into your lungs and irritate your lungs. And that can cause various kinds of discomfort, scratchy throat, difficulty breathing, and so on. People who have respiratory illnesses, any kind of asthma, or perhaps you've just been suffering from COVID or something like that, are a special risk for the dangers of smoke inhalation, because those particles can make it even more difficult to breathe.
Then what can people do to protect themselves? Because we are just now at the beginning of wildfire season. We're going to have more of this.
Absolutely. So best thing you can do is stay inside, stay in a place that has clean air. So if you've got at home an air filter, or if you have air conditioning, heat pump, anything like that that's got a filter in it that's going to help get those particles out of the air, that's really good. If you don't have those, if you don't have a way of getting clean air at home, you can go to library, shopping mall, various other places that typically have air filters installed. That's one way to get out of those smoky skies for a while.
I'm checking in for a bit of a forecast here, but for people at home who are wondering, wow, if we're just at the beginning and it's like this, what could it be like across the country in the next few months?
Yeah, well, we're hoping that this does not continue for the rest of the summer. Keep in mind that the rainy season in most of the prairies of the boreal forest going across in Ontario and into Quebec is in July, June and July, and so let's hope for some rain. There definitely is going to be some rain on the prairies in the next week or so, and that may help clean up the air a little bit. But these wildfires can definitely persist for the rest of the summer. So I expect it to be sort of off and on. We may have more smoky days. Overall, we're expecting a warmer summer across almost all of Canada, and it should be about normal in terms of rainfall, though that's really hard to predict at this stage.
Yeah, of course. In the meantime, it's been made for some fascinating sunsets and shots of the sun as it glows almost Star Wars like bright, bright red. Jed Kaplan, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Have a great day.